New numbers show homelessness is trending upward in North Carolina and across the country. The 2024 point-in-time count found more than 11,000 individuals experiencing homelessness across our state. That's almost a 20% increase over 2023. The nation overall saw a similar increase at 18%. Those numbers are from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Unfortunately, HUD doesn't break the numbers down by county or city, but caseworkers at the Salvation Army in New Bern say they're seeing more unsheltered people come in, all looking for help. For William, life right now revolves around finding the necessities: food, clothing, and shelter.
Clothe myself, feed myself, and, provide. And that's the long-term goal.
He moved to New Bern from South Florida more than 2 years ago and found himself without a place to call home. And during the periods of homelessness, where have you stayed?
I've been on the bench before. I've been, out and about. Sometimes I have to, just walk as far as I can. I went on for a couple nights downtown, and I didn't want to be a burden. Tried to make sure I should say didn't cause any noise complaints or any disturbances of that nature. And, I try my best to weather it out.
And part of weathering it out means finding stable housing. What's your housing situation right now?
Staying with somebody, under their house and their, authority and stuff like that. The helpfulness, just there temporary, trying to find some housing authority assistance.
William is also receiving assistance from the Salvation Army of New Bern, picking up fresh foods, bread, veggies, and other items from the agency's food pantry on Rim Avenue. It's open to the community Tuesdays and Wednesdays, but those who are unhoused can come here as often as they like.
And that's what I tell the clients when they come in. It could happen to anybody in the blink of an eye.
I wanted to learn more about the Salvation Army services, so caseworker Jennifer Bustamante took me through the food pantry.
Like Petridge Farms, they did a donation. Everything that's in here will be out there.
This is great. In this pantry, you'll find items that are really convenient for people who are unhoused, things they can just grab and go, like these crisps that were donated. Also, pop-top items.
We'll have silverware in there that they can utilize. Usually we have waters we can put in their bags.
Some of the food is donated by companies like Food Lion. The Salvation Army buys the rest at a steep discount from the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. They also have kid-friendly items and even baby food.
Yesterday I had a lady come in and she's living in her car with her daughter. So you never know when it's going to happen. It could happen to anyone.
Bustamante says she sees about 15 unhoused people every week, those she calls regulars.
There's a lot of homeless, and you may not know it. Good people, just a really hard time.
How many people in all would you say you help?
I would say 100 or so a year, if not more, and it fluctuates a lot.
She says those in need can get clothing vouchers, hygiene products, and help with accessing services from other agencies.
We do financial assistance. We're able to help with utilities and rental assistance.
They also help the unhoused find a place to lay their heads at the Religious Community Services shelter on George Street. She says help comes in the form of a hand up, not a hand out.
Your money goes toward keeping people in their households, keeping the roof over their head, having the lights on. During the winter, it's keeping the heat on. Your money is going towards doing the most good in our community.
Doing good for people in our community, like William. And what would you say about the people at the Salvation Army?
Excellent. I would hope that I could volunteer and help out back, so I could hopefully help somebody else. I would say thank you. I genuinely would, do anything to probably give back because I'm grateful.
And William is grateful. He says he recently had a job interview and hopes to land a temp job soon. The Salvation Army of New Bern serves people in both Craven and Pamlico counties. Some have lost their homes and belongings to either fires or floods. Major Carl Deline says the nonprofit gets most of its funding from regular donors, and there is another way that you can support. When you shop at their family store on Queen Street in New Bern, your purchases help those who are experiencing homelessness.
Funds, as people shop at the Salvation Army, all of those go to pay for the store's expenses first, and then whatever's left over, the profits of that stay here in our community and are funneled into these crisis assistance programs.
There are so many ways to make a difference. Open your smartphone camera. You can donate money here. Also food, household items, clothing, and more. If you'd like to support the Salvation Army, simply scan the QR code on your screen. It'll take you to the link where you can donate. And this Thursday night, I take you to RCS and show you the services available there.